What is going on, everybody? In today's video, we're going to be ranking each and every single one of Panini's football products. This is going to be a very fun video here for the channel. Everyone loves ripping, of course, but let's break down each product. Prism, Absolute, Score, Origins, Flawless, all of Panini's football products we're going to be ranking on a 5-tier system. Elite being number 1, great, good being in the middle, poor, and then I put underwhelming in quotations because I don't want to say it sucks. I don't want to say it's trash because there may be people that do like it, and also I have to sell the product as well. Of course, this is my opinion, and I do believe that my opinion is my own opinion, so I definitely want to hear what your opinion is if it is something different. If I throw a product in a tier that you disagree with, let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to know what you think and what you have to say about a particular product. Obviously, in a vacuum, Flawless is number 1. But I also want to take into consideration the price point of these products as well, as Flawless is not an affordable product for most people. So I do think that price point will play a huge factor into my tier ranking as well, compared to like a product like Mosaic. Has a lot of good value and it's also fairly affordable. So again, keep all of that in mind. The quality of the hits, the quantity of the base cards, the price point, the inserts, so much to consider, but hopefully with all the disclaimers kind of out of the way, let's just dive right into it. We're going to be starting with Absolute, and Absolute, that's a tricky one. Obviously, the Kabooms is probably one of the best inserts in all of football products, really. But I still have to put it in poor, though, just because unless you are getting a Kaboom, it's really not that good of a product. So if it wasn't for the Kabooms, it would be an underwhelming product, to say the least. Gold Standard, I'm going to throw in the good because you get 7 cards out of the hobby box for a few $100s, but you get 5 auto or mem cards and some numbered cards too. Again, it's only 7 cards for a few $100s. That's why I'm kind of putting it in the good area. It's also one of the first products to come out of the year with players in their pro jerseys that we actually care about. Illusions is a tricky one for me because I actually really do like Illusions. I know a lot of people don't. And again, this is my opinion, but I do want to be kind of fair. I'm putting this one in the great because for a hobby box, there's 10 packs per box, and you get 5 hits, 3 autos, 2 memorabilia cards, on top of other inserts maybe. And I think for the price point of a few $100s, I think that's a lot of bang for your buck. I like the acetate cards. The see-through material on the cards are very difficult cards to grade. So I think from that perspective alone, I think it's a really good product. Again, price point, hits, all that considered. Certified Football is another interesting one. You get, 2 autos and 2 mem cards out of it, I believe. You know, every year is going to change, but just generally speaking. Price point's okay. I'm going to put it in the good because if you get the base, you know, it's kind of mediocre. Impeccable. This one's tough. Impeccable, I'm going to put it in the good one. I just don't think it's an affordable product, too affordable of a product for people. However, if they want to cough up the money, you're definitely going to get some good hits out of it, that's for sure. Mosaic. I'm a big fan of Mosaic. Is it an elite product, though? First, I don't even know which ones will be considered elite, to be honest. Oh, man. Mosaic. You get a lot of base, 2 autos, numbered stuff. I'll put it in the great. I'm not going to go as far as say elite, but very similar to Prism. You get the 2 autographs per the box, similar number to cards, similar number inserts, but Prism's just a little bit more valuable. So I could see a Prism kind of go up here. But again, Prism's like double the price, though. Origins. I like Origins. I love the look of Origins. The base cards, the inserts. I love like the color blast kind of space theme that it has. Origins football, they do have some quality control issues. I will put in the good section. It's very similar to Gold Standard, 7 cards, handful of hits. But I'll put it in the good category. Playbook football. I love booklets. I know I'm the minority on that one. You do some hobby boxes. You get 4 hits, 2 autos, and a mem card. Yeah, because you get 4 cards and they're all hits, which I think is a great point of selling point. Some people don't really care for a playbook. I'm gonna put it in the good. I'll put it in the good. All right. Just because some people don't like the booklet, some people don't like the look of the cards, but you get no base out of the hobby box. 4 cards, 2 autos, 2 mem cards. Can't beat that. Spectra, crazy high price point. Very high price point for a product that a lot of people are divided on. I feel like it's very divided in half. Half the people like the basketball Spectra, but not football Spectra. The other half loves the football Spectra, but hates the basketball Spectra. I think for price point, where it's like a north of $1,000 box, I'm going to put in the poor. Because hits aren't guaranteed. You get 2 autographs out of the box. I'm not trying to hate on Spectra. I think the design is cool. They're all thick cards. It just automatically makes them more difficult to grade. XR, I'm going to put that in the poor again. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. You get the autos, which is nice. The price point's not terrible. But, the XR base, a lot of people aren't too keen on. 2 autos, 2 mem cards, bunch of cards, only a few $100s. I mean, just in a vacuum, it's actually a kind of a good product, in all things considered. So I think for that reason alone, I'm going to throw it in the good category. National Treasures. All right, we got one of the big 3. The big 3, National Treasures, Immaculate, Flawless. National Treasures. Price point considering, it's going to be very poor. Just price point alone. You don't know what you're going to get. But what you do get, though, out of the product, if you hit, is crazy. And I think National Treasures and even Immaculate, considering its price point, is a way better product than Flawless, because Flawless is just way too expensive for your average hobbyist. So I will put this in the elite category. Might be one of 2 few products to be in the elite category. Again, it is a more expensive product, but what you're getting out of it is exceptionally good. And it's one of the big 3. Like I said, it's one of the big 3 that people really, really look for in terms of, a player's card. Like, they're NT 1 of 1, logo shield, whatever it may be. Select. I love Select. I love the look of Select. I love the tiered concourse, field level, premier, club, I think it is. They added a new one, though, didn't they? I forget what it is. Select and Mosaic are very similar, in my opinion. I will put it in the great category just because you get a lot of color, a lot of shine, autos, of course. But it's viewed very similar to Mosaic for me, in my opinion. Prism, man, again, it's double the price of Mosaic, double the price of Select. You get very similar stuff. And I think for that, but I'm going to put in the good. It holds a lot of value in the hobby. You can still get some nice stuff, but even a silver, let's say CJ Stroud, for instance, right now, how much is that really going to go for in terms of the price of the hobby box? Again, not graded. Clearly, Donruss, I like, again, talking about the illusions. I like the acetate material, but I do know not a lot of people do. And clearly, Donruss is a product that is all acetate. You get 1 autograph out of the box. I'm going to put it underwhelming, unfortunately. If it was up to me, and again, this is my opinion, but I'm trying to keep it, hobby inclusive, right? I would probably put it in the good, honestly, just because I like it. You can still get downtowns, again, autos, numbered stuff, but I will put it underwhelming just because it's probably one of the last products someone's reaching for, in my opinion. Optic, similar to Prism here. Price point considering, you only get 1 autograph actually for the price. It may be a boomer, but you could even put it under poor. But it holds a lot of weight. The hollows hold a lot of weight. Downtowns, hold a lot of weight, of course. So I will put it in the good category. Flawless, this one's tough. This one's really, really tough because of all the things I've already mentioned about the product. I'll put it in the good. Only, otherwise it'd be in the elite, only because of the price point. only it. Like if you could spend 10 racks on a flawless case and get squatch out of it. I just don't think that's fair, and I don't think that warrants a product to be great or elite. But if you hit, then you hit. All right, and we're back. We just had a customer in the shop for about 30 minutes, so I do kind of forget where I was in terms of what I was saying. I'm just going to jump right into Phoenix. Phoenix, another, I think, a really good product as well. You get like 2 autos, I think, 2 to 3 mem cards. I think you get a lot of really good value. Is it great? I mean, if you pull like a volcanic, like one of like the die cuts that are shaped like a volcanic rock, kind of, I think those are really, really cool. Am I gonna put it in the great category? I want to. I do. No, I can't put it in the same category as I think the 3 that are already there. If I could have like a middle one, I would put it like in like very, very, very good. Put it that way. But I do understand that there may not be a lot of value in a lot of the Phoenix cards unless you have the volcanic case hits and the autos and such. Zenith Football, personally, not a fan of. Unfortunately, I'm going to put it underwhelming. I think the retail products of this don't do very well. The hobby boxes, I don't think offer you enough for the price point. Again, at least the 2022 versions, because that's just what's fresh in my mind. Panini 1, as it states in his name, you only get 1 card. Super boomer or bust. I guess this product is very dependent on the checklist. It's not a very well-rounded product, I don't think. I'm going to consider it poor. Again, price point, boomer bust based on the checklist. You might get like a superstar in the game, like out of 49, Jalen Ramsey, right? Doesn't do a lot for the hobby, though. And I think I'm trying to keep all that in mind here as I make this tier system. So I will put Panini 1 under poor. It does offer a lot of good value if you hit the right guy. Playoff football we did not see in 2022. The last one we saw was in 2021 with 2 on the cover. You get some hits out of it. The base aren't that good. I'll put it in poor. I mean, it's hard to say because we didn't see it last year. Poor. Again, some decent hits out of it. Overall, not that great. It's like a really poor man's. You get more autos though than like a Donruss though. So I'll put it poor. I'm not gonna put it underwhelming. Encased. Every card that you pull is a BGS 9 or higher, I believe. So Encased is not that bad. Again, it's like a damn near $1,000 box. Again, depending on the year and depending on the checklist. Tricky. It's boomer bust though. It's like Panini 1. I'm gonna put it in poor. It's just checklist depending. You don't have packs to rip, which again I'm trying to keep all things in consideration here. But if you get and it's a BGS without subgrades too, so it's like kind of underwhelming. And, if you really think about it, it's kind of underwhelming, but there is a little bit of value. Oh my god, this one's tough. This one's really, 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 really tough. All right, fine. I'll do underwhelming. It just doesn't get me excited. At least Absolute, you get the Kaboom, Spectra, you get some really nice low numbered stuff. In case, it's a graded card, but it's a BGS 9 or higher, But again, no subgrades. I've seen like Najee Harris. BGS 9, come out of there, which is probably like a $15 card now. So or it depends on what it is, but you get the point. Chronicles, I like Chronicles. It's a really good hodgepodge of all of Panini's sub products here that that we're ranking right now. Does it have a lot of tremendous value, long term? Depends on the card. The Prism Blacks that you can get out of it are really nice. Obviously, the other hits that you could get. I'll put it under good because there is a lot of good value there, in my opinion. But it's not, I'm putting Chronicles in the same category as Flawless here. What am I doing? All right, fine. I'll put under poor. It's like between poor and good, like below good, above poor, if those are things. Obsidian, I'm not the biggest fan of Obsidian. I'm really not. I'm going to put it under poor. I just don't have a lot of great things to say. Again, it's one of those products, low amount of cards, high risk, potentially high reward. So I will leave it in the poor category for now. Contenders Optics. What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 left, guys. 8 left. Only 1 elite so far. 1 elite, 3 great. Contenders Optic. I like it just because you get the shine. Again, it's another. You get like about 7 cards, 6 cards out of the box. A lot of boom or bust. Is it worth the price tag? Depending, but it is a lot. It's light years better than Contenders. I'll just do Contenders right now. I think it's underwhelming. I really do. Since we're talking about Contenders, I'd much rather get myself something like Contenders Optic for a same or similar price point than the Contenders, because you're opening the box. A lot of people are opening the box for the high hits, the chase cards. Very slim chance you get that out of the Contenders. But if you open the Contenders Optic, you have a much better chance. Donruss, I'm going to say it's underwhelming. I mean, it's a very hyped up product when it comes out. It's like I don't want to say a flagship product, but like with Topps. Series 1, 2, and Update are great for collecting. Upper Deck, Series 1, 2, and Extended, great for collecting. Donruss is very similar. A lot, if not all, of the rookies are in their NFL jersey. So it's a really good early year product for that reason. We have Donruss Elite, another underwhelming product. I mean, base cards don't do anything. The hits, people are like, yeah, but it's Elite though. You know, if you were to have like a T-Law autograph, you know, people can be like, yeah, it's nice, but it's Elite. You know, it's very similar to like a Score. Which is Score even on here? I haven't even seen Score. Wow, Score's not even on here. It's funny that I just kind of mentioned that out of thin air. Don't even see Score on here. Okay, well, talking about Score, I'd probably put it underwhelming. You know, if you have like a T-Law Select Auto, like, all right, you know, that's something. People are like, with Elite. But, I mean, it is a good, fun rip, though. Otherwise, you know, just like with any of these other underwhelming products, it's a good, fun rip if you can afford it, right? Immaculate, iMac. Big 3, Immaculate, National Treasures, Flawless. I've said this over and over. It is much more affordable than Flawless, where it's right there. It's even more affordable than National Treasures, but I will put this under the Elite category. We only got 3 more products left. This may be it for the Elite category right here, those 2. And I think that's very fair to say. We want the Elite products to be in a class of their own, and I think that is what we have here. Limited. You get, what is it? You get 3 autos, 2 M cards, something like that. You get 3 packs, 5 cards per pack. It's like 15 cards total. It is very underwhelming. It really is. I've seen some bad boxes pulled of Limited. I've seen some good ones too. I mean, it just depends on the box. It depends on the case that you get and how good that player is at the time that you pull. But I think overall, I mean, Limited is fair to put in this underwhelming category. Panini Black, I'm going to put it in poor because it does have a lot of good potential out of it. You know, I think it is in a higher class than, you know, these products right here, but I definitely would not put it in the good category with, you know, I'm not going to put it with Flawless. I'm not going to put it with Gold Standard or Phoenix. You know, some products I've had some good things to say about them. So I will put Panini Black in the poor. And then our last one, but not least, Panini Elements. I like the element card, the inserts, you know, with the elements from the periodic table of elements. I think that's really cool, numbered out of whatever that element's numbered. I think I have a Jameson Williams one. I just don't know where it is. It's like somewhere over there in my PC. Found it. It was behind me. So, like this Jameson Williams card here. See if we can get it to kind of focus. So this is the Americium element, right? And it's numbered to 87 to 95. And Americium is the 95th element on the periodic table of elements. Let me just double check. So yeah, the way that I have my screen recording right now, it's really hard. It's kind of cut off, but you can see atomic number 95. So again, I think that's really cool concept. Plus they're metal cards, so they look and they feel like printing plates. I mean, I'm a big fan of printing plates. I know a lot of people aren't. Again, I'm in the minority on that. I think they're really cool. So again, are we putting in the same, like the standard of putting Flawless in the good category? It really makes it like the standard and the requirement to be in the good category just makes it much more difficult because that Flawless is in there. So like, is Elements on the same category as Optic, Prism? Probably not. I'm gonna put it in the poor, but again, I mean, I like it. base cards out of it, not that good. I can understand why some people don't like it. But I think all in all, looking at this tiered list, now that it's complete with all the products, again, without score, an odd one. I'm sure there might be a couple others that aren't on here either. But like, I think good having the most is fair to say. I think there's a lot of really good products out there, and you can mix and match and put like XR in good, Spectra in good. You could even, make a case to put Encased in good. So like, there's a lot of flexibility with this list. And again, this is my opinion, but I did try to keep it very general. Value, hits, quality, quantity, price point. So many things I really took into consideration here. And I think that this is a very fair and just list. There's a ton of good categories. There is a decent amount of poor, and there's a little bit of underwhelming, a little bit less, but we don't want a lot of, trash or underwhelming products. We don't, but there's going to be some that are just in a tier below everything else. And to have a smaller list than poor and good, I think is a really nice thing to see. And then again, you got the great and the elite, a very small set of products that are in this category, these categories, and I think that's fair. We don't want, a ton of elite products. We don't. We want them to be special, a cut above the rest, and I think that's what the National Treasures and Immaculate is. Again, that is my list. If you agree or disagree with anything, especially if you disagree, I want to know. Drop it down in the comments below. If you think a product like Clearly Donruss should be in the elite, if you think Flawless Prism Optics should be, in higher categories, let me know. Again, this is my thoughts, my opinions on how I feel, but I want to know yours. So again, drop them down below or even reach out to me via social media. I know this was a little bit longer of a video, but this was absolutely fun to make. So hopefully you did enjoy it, and I would greatly appreciate you smashing the thumbs up button if you did, so I know that this is the type of content that you guys want to see. That being said, thank you so much for watching. I've queued up an excellent video right here for you guys that I do believe is going to be excellent for your hobby endeavors. Hopefully, I'll see you in that one.